I guess the holy triumvirate, that would be Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and Jet Li. I think they influenced me when I was a child to want to learn martial arts, and then therefore get me interested in film, and then get me interested in Asian film, and then Hong Kong film, and then eventually led to my career in Hong Kong. So I would have to say the three of those guys heavily influenced me. Well, most people in the States don't realize that I had a 20-year career in Hong Kong before doing Into the Badlands. And so if it wasn't for my Asian heritage, I don't think I would have had a career in Hong Kong. I think being Chinese is important to being part of Chinese film, and being able to speak Chinese is also important to Chinese film. So I think that helped me a lot in getting into a film market that wasn't American, but also close to home. I clearly remember growing up as a kid that my parents would never get me like the candies and sweets that everybody else had, like Twinkies and Ho-Hos and stuff like that. So I only got the Chinese candies and Chinese sweets, like Haw Flakes, or there was a type of dim sum called Bat Dang Go, which is like a white rice cake that was from dim sum that I would get in my lunch. But luckily I was in a school where kids were interested in what I had, and so I traded with them. I traded my Chinese snacks for Twinkies and Ho-Hos. And then they were able to get very exotic, tasty treats for themselves. I think right now we're in a good place in that we're seeing a lot more exposure of Asian Americans in mainstream American media now, but still not enough. I think it's a good start. I think for good 3/4 of my life, there was not enough representation of Asians in the media. And now we're seeing more and more. I think in the past 5 years, we've made tremendous strides, and hopefully in the next 5 years, it'll be even greater. But I think we have a lot ways to go, and I think we need to work harder on getting more representation out there. Two favorite shows to binge watch are, well, actually three now. Game of Thrones, Top Gear, and The Grand Tour. Two of those which are car-related shows. One of them is just one of the greatest shows on TV. I would have to say first is the Joy Luck Club. I think Joy Luck Club was a very Asian American story that was told in a universal way and was accepted across the domestic market as a truly American story, and it was the first time you'd seen an Asian American family story accepted as American. I think that was seminal in our telling of our film story. And then secondly, I would say Better Luck Tomorrow. And Better Luck Tomorrow, I think, was groundbreaking in that it wasn't specifically an Asian story. It was about a bunch of kids hustling and trying to, find their way in Southern California, and they just happened to be Asian. It could have been any ethnic group. It could have been whites, it could have been blacks, it could have been a mixture of people, but it just happened to be a bunch of Asian kids growing up in Orange County. But what they were going through was, again, very universal, and I think that's what made it appeal to a broader audience and kind of changed the way people looked at Asian Americans and Asian American film. My favorite food to eat at a night market is probably, I think the most special is the Stingray in Singapore. Whether it's the Newton Hawker Center or the La Pasang Market, those places both have Stingray and they're both amazing. I'm torn because I think stingrays are a very, very beautiful animal, but it tastes really good. So yeah, I often think about that. I don't get to Singapore often enough these days, but I do think about the Stingray at the Number.